The Super Bowl halftime show featuring Bad Bunny as the headliner sparked intense debate and widespread criticism after viewers and commentators began translating and sharing explicit lyrics from the Puerto Rican artist's songs. Many who watched the performance initially enjoyed its vibrant energy and cultural celebration, but the mood shifted dramatically online when English translations of certain Spanish-language lyrics circulated on social media. Critics described the content as shocking, obscene, and inappropriate for such a massive family-oriented platform, leading some to feel sickened or appalled by what they discovered. Conservative voices were among the loudest in condemning the show, with one prominent commentator posting screenshots of translated lyrics and labeling them as some of the most explicit ever featured at a Super Bowl halftime. She argued that audiences, particularly Christians, were being encouraged to celebrate material that clashed with their values, and she expressed concern over suggestions that children would simply enjoy the Spanish without understanding the meaning. Follow-up discussions acknowledged that some lyrics may have been toned down for the live broadcast, but insisted that enough explicit content remained, and the artist's overall body of work was still being glorified on one of America's biggest stages. Responses poured in from various quarters. Some described the lyrics as lacking any subtlety or class, calling them straightforwardly vulgar rather than metaphorical. Others pointed to a perceived double standard, noting that when songs are performed in Spanish, explicit elements often escape scrutiny because most of the audience doesn't comprehend them immediately. This language barrier argument suggested that similar content in English would likely provoke far greater outrage and calls for censorship. Examples from Bad Bunny's catalog were shared widely, with blunt translations highlighting sexual themes that critics said would never be tolerated if sung in English at a comparable event. Defenders of the performance pushed back against the criticism, arguing that the outrage was overblown or misplaced. Some highlighted the show's positive elements, such as themes of marriage, family, community, and small business, questioning why detractors fixated solely on lyrics instead of the broader message. Others accused critics of hypocrisy, pointing out that American artists in rock, hip-hop, and other genres have performed explicit English lyrics at major events for years without equivalent backlash. Comparisons were drawn to other halftime shows or related events, suggesting selective indignation based on cultural or political biases. The controversy extended to the political sphere, with former President Donald Trump weighing in harshly. He described the performance as absolutely terrible and lacking anything inspirational, criticizing the choice of an artist who primarily sang in Spanish. Trump claimed the dancing was disgusting, especially for young viewers watching nationwide and globally, and called it an affront to American greatness, creativity, and excellence. He argued that it made no sense for the NFL to feature such a show, predicting it would receive undeserved praise from mainstream media despite its flaws. The halftime spectacle itself was a lavish production at Levi's Stadium in California, during Super Bowl 60 where the Seattle Seahawks defeated the New England Patriots 29-13. Bad Bunny transformed the field into a representation of a sugarcane plantation, incorporating elements like domino players, a Latino wedding scene, and utility poles that he climbed during parts of the set. He was joined by high-profile guests including Lady Gaga, Pedro Pascal, Ricky Martin, Jessica Alba, Karol G, and Cardi B, adding star power and diversity to the lineup. Throughout the performance, Bad Bunny emphasized unity across the Americas, listing countries while holding a football inscribed with, "Together, we are America." A prominent on-screen message declared that love is more powerful than hate. In a touching moment, he placed his hand on a young boy's head and presented him with a Grammy, leading some viewers to mistakenly believe it was a specific child who had made headlines for an immigration-related story, though it was later confirmed to be a young actor. For many fans, the show felt like a heartfelt tribute to Latin and Hispanic culture, showcasing family, togetherness, respect, and creativity in an uplifting way. Supporters praised its energy, patriotism in a broader sense, and ability to bring joy during a high-profile event. Bad Bunny, with his massive following of over 52 million on Instagram, later cleared his social media profiles entirely, removing posts and his profile photo, perhaps in response to the intense reactions. The debate underscored broader questions about cultural representation, language, and standards in mainstream entertainment. While some saw it as a bold celebration of diversity, others viewed it as a misstep that prioritized shock value over family-friendly content on one of the world's most watched broadcasts.